And he instructed them in the one in lead. When my brother Esau asks, who do these belong to? And where are you going? And who owns all these animals in front of you? Then you are to say, they belong to your servant Jacob. They are a gift sent to my lord Esau, and he's coming behind us. So remember this part of Jacob's life. What happened when Jacob stole Esau's blessing was Jacob is actually now in the blessing. It says that that people will serve, your older brother will be serving you now. And so here's Jacob trying to mend this. They belong to your servant Jacob. I'm here to serve you. He also instructed the second, the third, and the others who followed the herds. You are to say the same thing to Esau when you meet him. And be sure to say, your servant Jacob is coming behind us. For he thought, I will pacify him with all these gifts I am sending ahead. Later I will see him, and perhaps he will receive me. So Jacob's gifts went ahead of him, but he himself spent the night in camp. So he sends all these gifts, he sends all these people. Let's try to get ahead of the game. Let's soften them up, and then I'm going to go and meet him. So Jacob spends the night, and then the next morning, chapter 33, verse 1 says, Jacob looked up, and there was Esau coming with his 400 men. So he divided the children among Leah, Rachel, and the 2 female servants. He himself went on ahead and bowed down to the ground 7 times as they approached his brother. So I want you to picture this. He's been preparing the way. Hopefully Esau will take me in. Hopefully there's not a gigantic fight coming because this guy's got 400 men with him. He bows down to the ground 7 times. I'm your servant, Jacob. I'm your servant, Jacob. I'm here to serve you. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Look at what Jehovah Jireh can do. Look at what Jehovah Jireh can do. In verse 4, the very next verse says, but Esau ran to meet Jacob. The very next verse, Esau takes off running. Back in this time, people didn't pull up their skirts and run. It wasn't common for a man to go taking off running. But Esau sees his brother and takes off running. What's your first thought for Jacob? I'm running. Get me out of here. This guy's got 400 people. I have made him so mad. It's been 14 years. Has it just built up? The anger, especially when it's not common for people to run, and he takes off running to him. Look at what Jehovah Jireh does in this. Esau ran to Jacob and embraced him, and he threw his arms around his neck and he kissed him, and they wept. That's what Jireh does. He'll provide. He'll provide even in our relationships, even in the most broken relationships you've ever had in your entire life. In Jacob's relationship, there was theft, there was hurt, there was pain. He stole his birthright. The hardest thing to try to restore is hurt and pain. And the other part in Jacob's story is there was distance. Distance is sometimes, it breeds anger. I can't wait till I see Jacob. Esau made a vow. He made a vow that the next time I see Jacob, I am going to kill that guy. And then there's distance of 14 years. But with Jehovah Jireh, what he does is he's actually been moving on Esau's heart this entire time. Jacob's trying to prepare the way and send him some gifts. And you know what the truth of the matter is in the Bible, it says that Esau wouldn't even accept those things. He was more concerned about the relationship than he was the gifts. You can try to mend it with loving me with a bunch of gifts, but the real thing is I want to run to you and I want to embrace you. I want to kiss you on the cheek and say, I forgive you of everything you've done. And you see this in Jacob's story. A couple things that we can take away is Jacob listened to the Lord. He was obedient. Jacob, I want you to go back to your homeland. And then the angels of the Lord come alongside him. You're doing the right thing. You're on the right path. Keep heading that way. And so many times in our life, the Holy Spirit's speaking. He's saying something. Hey, I want to restore this. I want to rehab that relationship. Will you let me work? I got you. I'm giving you the right words to say. So Jacob he listens to the Lord. Then he prepares himself by bowing down to Esau 7 times. This is a way of Jacob preparing his heart. I'm so sorry for what I've done. I've made a really big mess, and would you accept me back? Another part you see in this story is Esau has a chance to forgive. He has a chance to forgive. He could have totally went on the attack. Instead, he forgives. He runs, he embraces, he loves. Esau's able to see his nieces and nephews now. He's able to see his brother again. Be able to watch their family grow up and be alongside them in that journey. Restore that brotherhood that they had. Esau forgives.